What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Two Guys, 1 Week podcast. My name is Tyler Plackey, and I will be your host, and alongside me is my co-host, Alex Smith.
Howdy, y'all.
All right, so that's Alex. We will also have a third at some point. His name is Matt Helm. He's not with us tonight for the opening act. Imagine that. But if you guys need to get to know him, you will understand why. So that's okay. Before we get started real quick, this is an adult podcast. We may use foul language, talk about adult topics, and overall not really care if people like us or agree with us. So if this offends you in any way, shape, or form, please, and I cannot stress this enough, please find another podcast to listen to. Thank you. You're welcome. All right, so we got a couple topics on the agenda today on the old docket. First one, I think, is the most important one because this is a brand new podcast, and people have no idea who we are, Alex.
Shocker.
I know, you know, people don't just know who we are. So I figured what we ought to do is we ought to introduce ourselves. First thing, I feel like we should just talk about ourselves. I will start, and then I'll let you take over. So my name is Tyler Plackey. Born and raised in St. Louis, and I'm now living in Indianapolis. I work as a full-time athletic trainer, and I really just love my life right now. I do a lot of fishing. I like to fly my drone a bit, and Alex and I play golf. We met at Franklin College, where we both played baseball. And so, yeah, that is just a little background about me, and now I will let Alex go ahead and take over.
Like Tyler said, my name is Alex Smith. I am a special education teacher and a dad of one, Tucker, sitting in front of me. Like Tyler said, we met at Franklin, Skill Grizz, D3 Bandits for...
Yes, sir.
Us and Matt, if he ever shows up.
Yep.
But other than that, video games, grilling is a new hobby I found.
Ooh.
And just hanging out with friends and family, doing stuff with the baby boy.
So speaking of grilling, I cooked a good steak today. I had a New York strip that I've been marinating. I pan-seared it with some butter. Ooh-wee, that thing melted in my mouth.
What do you marinate it with?
I do like a 3-day on it. So I let it thaw. And for 2 days, I let it just sit in salt, pepper, and a little bit of garlic powder. I do some really good fresh cracked pepper over top. And then for the last day, I still a little bit of the Leon Perrin's Worcestershire sauce on it. Just let it kind of sit in that. Not a ton. I don't want to like bathe it in it. Just a little bit on it, just to help break down the fat a little bit. And then I will, how I cook it, get my pan real hot. I do avocado oil. I like avocado oil more. Get it real hot to where it's almost smoking a little bit. Sear it for about a minute and a half on each side. Get a nice crust on the outside. Dump my oil. Turn my temp down to about half. Put in about 3 tablespoons of butter. Put the steak back in. Baste about a minute and a half each side, and I'm done. And dude, oh my god, it was good.
You're like overhandling it.
So it was. It's. I like it a little more than a grilled steak personally, but a grilled steak's also just it has that good flavor. So.
That's what I do. Is just season it at a ton. Throw it on the grill. Eat it.
Yes, sir. And sorry, guys. I know you're hearing that. That is my nephew, Alex's son in the background. Tucker is a fantastic individual. And hopefully in a couple years when he can hold a human conversation, he will be a guest on the show. I don't think he'd be a great guest right now. We'd talk a lot about monster trucks and Fortnite, but that's all right.
He's on the Rocket Leagues right now.
Ooh, he's on the Rocket League grind. Matt and I were playing that earlier, actually, and yeah, they were mean to us. We got whipped. So, what do we do for fun? Why did we come up with this idea for podcasting? Everyone's doing a podcast now. So what Alex and I do for fun together, we fish a little bit, but mostly it's golf. He and I love to go out and play golf together. We like to go to baseball games. We really like to just sit around and just talk. He and I do the old fashioned. We all, everyone calls it shooting the shit. That's kind of what we do together. And we can do it for hours and hours, which is kind of where the podcast came up. I feel like we're kind of funny at times, a little inappropriate, but kind of funny at times, and maybe someone will agree with us on that. So, but yeah, that's kind of where the podcast came up, at least on my end. Alex, what do you think?
Yeah, just us, like whenever we're hanging out or playing video games, just we can have a conversation and just time just flies by, just talking about mostly dumb stuff, but just
really
video games and the stuff we come up with when we're playing video games and stuff like that. I figured, like you said, we might be funny to some people, so I figured it'd be a good idea to test those waters.
Yeah, so I've always kind of had the knack for like when I was a kid, like I always wanted to like make YouTube videos and stuff. and my parents being protective would not let me. So now I live on my own. I like to make my YouTube videos, and I thought about doing a podcast because I love listening to podcasts. And then, like, 3-4 days ago, you texted me, like, hey, we should do a podcast. I know we talked about it a bit, and you're, like, serious or something. Like, hey, we should actually do the podcast. I'm like, dude, honestly, let's just do it. Like, if we're going to do it, let's just go do it. So I went on and I bought a mic and kind of put together a script, and, I put together we got an Instagram and a TikTok and a Twitter, which will all be linked in the bio or in the description of this episode, so you guys can go follow us. So, yeah, we kind of just fired up, and here we are a couple days later recording our first episode, and it will be coming out on next Wednesday, which is, like the 27th, I think. So, yeah.
Yep, you guys
So,
hear what we go through every day.
Yeah, literally. We're going to kind of talk, and that, funny enough, that segues into our first topic a little bit, or the next part of this topic is what have we been doing the last week? So one of the podcasts I love to listen to is called Laughing on the Sidelines, and they always start off with what they call a week recap. And so I kind of want to do something like that. I like the idea. Or we can kind of just talk about us for a second, like, hey, what have we done the last week? And so, yeah, Alex, go ahead and kick us off on that.
Oh, boy, have I had a week. Monday we had e-learning, so I didn't have to go to school, so I stayed home with the baby all day playing Fortnite, Rocket League, basketball, all those things. Tuesday night, Tucker came up sick, started throwing up in the middle of the night on my arm as we're asleep.
Nice.
Dad things. We actually had an e-learning day that day. Also, that was due to the snow, though.
That's right.
I stayed home with him, and then Wednesday I took off work to make sure he was okay. Thursday we had e-learning day. I came up sick, so luckily I had e-learning day, so I didn't have to take off work. But yeah, I came up sick, and then tonight went to the old crosstown showdown they have out here. 2 rival schools. The school I went to, the school all my siblings go to now.
Oh, so people don't understand. So we're both in Indiana, and high school basketball in Indiana is the equivalent of Texas football. It is the next greatest thing behind God. I mean, it is. I mean, you look at these Texas football stadiums, and yeah, we don't have $60 million stadiums like they do for football, but we have gyms that seat 13,000, 14,000 people. And I mean,
7 or 9 of the top 10 high school gyms capacity-wise are in Indiana.
Boy, see, I thought it was 12 of the top 13 even. I mean, I know we don't host all the 10. I think we're missing like number 9 is in ours. I think that's somewhere in like Texas or Illinois. I think it's like up in Chicago, funny enough. But yeah, I mean, what is it? Newcastle's got 13,000 they host, 14,000 they host. They're the biggest one in the country, followed closely by, I think, it's like Seymour.
I made a 3-pointer in Newcastle's gym, actually.
No, boy, there you go. The crowd go ballistic for you.
It was a halftime thing.
Oh.
Hey, I still made it, though.
Attaboy. So Alex had a fun last week, and we will go ahead and talk about my week a little bit. So I actually started the week sick. I got sick last week and was home from work sick, and finally started feeling better enough on Tuesday, which was good. Had a birthday this week, turned 25 years old, always a fun time. Quarter way through a century, so a lot of life left, hopefully.
Yeah,
What else have I done this week? Bought a lot of fishing stuff. Academy's been having like great deals on fishing stuff. I was actually there today, spent a little bit of money. Walked around a couple flea markets. I like walking like the flea markets. Just looking at the booths, seeing the old crap people got. Just, there's always a good deal in there too. And so just see what you can find.
You went to Edinburgh,
And,
didn't you?
huh?
You went to Edinburgh, didn't you?
I went down there on Monday. I actually went out to Danville today, which is just out west where I live. And they had it was called, was it Trader Bucks, I think was the flea market. It was not as nice as the one in Edinburgh. It was a little more rundown, but it was still nice. They had some decent stuff. It was a little more of like a garage sale than like an antique store, which I didn't like as much. I liked more like the antique store stuff. Excuse me. I said still getting over that sickness. So one last little piece on this topic. We do actually have an upcoming trip to St. Louis, where we're actually going to go see Matt. That's where Matt's at. We were hoping to talk to him about this tonight, but Matt called off sick apparently or something. I think he's actually got stuff for work tomorrow morning. Who works on a Saturday?
Yeah, right.
But we'll actually have a whole episode coming up on our St. Louis trip. We'll all three do it together afterwards. We're going to go hit a St. Louis Blues game, and then we're actually going to go catfishing with Ryan Casey, who is a catfishing guide at St. Louis. And Alex, fun fact, we're not supposed to mention that to Matt's wife because she doesn't know that we're going with a guide and that Matt paid for it. I learned that one today. Apparently, Matt was looking through the little script I sent you guys, and he had to, with Brooke, and he had to flip past that part because she didn't know about that. So I was like, oh.
To the podcast for a while.
I really hope she doesn't listen to the podcast. So, but yeah, that kind of tips off topic number one for us. That's our introduction. We can move on to the big thing that happened. It actually happened last night. We're recording on Friday the 21st. We're just getting done early, so I have time to figure out the first episode. We'll probably record Monday or Tuesday nights from now on because these will come out every Wednesday about 4 a.m. is the plan. So the first topic that's been on everyone's mind is USA hockey. Oh boy, where do we start on this? I mean, the USA versus Canada games were insane. Obviously, we take the first one, beat them up in Canada, and then we actually lose at home in Boston, back in the United States of America to Canada, and lose the championship of the Four Nations face-off. Alex, did you watch the game last night?
Yes, I watched the game last night, but I didn't get a chance to watch the first one.
I didn't watch the first one either. I watched part of last night's game. It was a pretty good game.
I agree. My only thing was, and I'm not a huge hockey person. I've recently just gotten into it, so correct me if I'm wrong, but it just seemed like the USA just got outplayed all night.
I would agree.
USA got obviously 2 goals, but
mm-hmm.
It seemed like USA just did a lot of dumping. What is it? What's the verbiage?
Dumping the puck?
Dumping it and chasing it. They just dump it into the zone and then try to chase it.
Yeah.
And find some loose change and score.
It didn't seem like they were setting plays. Yeah.
Canada was more working into the zone and then work. But yeah, USA obviously a ton of fight in them. Especially after
literally
Canada booing the national anthem in the first game. Yeah.
Literally a ton of fight.
Yeah.
The Kachuk brothers are insane.
Yeah. One of them did pretty good on my bet.
Ooh, you get you some money?
No. He's the only one that hit on
oh no.
parlay.
Oh boy, how many legs was that parlay?
4. So.
Oh, you only hit 1 of 4 legs?
Yeah, it wasn't.
Oh, buddy.
Well, like I said, not a hockey guy.
You don't know your hockey bets, huh?
No. Well, I had Sidney Crosby scoring and Carter McDavid with an assist, but Sidney didn't do anything, and McDavid scored. So.
I mean, I feel like he assisted you, so that should count. I don't know. But yeah, so I watched a bit of the game last night. I didn't watch the whole thing. I'm not a huge hockey guy. I love baseball. Love watching basketball. Hockey's is not really my sport. This is more in here for Matt, so we'll try and cover this as much as we can, just because it's a big topic right now. Obviously, we all saw the Twitter stuff coming off the first game, the 3 fights in the first 9 seconds of that game, and obviously United States beating Canada after Canada boos our national anthem up there. We obviously did back to them, which I think was not a great move because we saw it happen when they booed us, and so we got a little cocky and booed them, and then we got beat. So I'm going to kind of blame our fans on that one. I think that's a good call.
That too?
Yeah, bro.
I did. I was like,
Yeah, not a good look. You don't want to be pissing off the Canadians. I'm not really scared of them, but we saw it happen when they pissed us off, and we went out and beat them.
Goose.
Yeah.
You don't want to irritate them.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, we have so many geese behind us in our pond. Dude, it's the freaking Canadian Air Force is there daily, dude. All they do is eating shit. And it's horrible, dude. I cannot. Dude, there were times last fall when I'd be out fishing in the pond, and they've been out there for a couple hours, and it's like 75 or 80 degrees still. And, dude, it just smells like a hot freaking toilet, and it's nasty. It smells like a porta potty in July. It's disgusting. So, yeah. So, the question now becomes, is hockey going to overtake the NBA in viewership, especially after very polar opposite All-Star games where you looked at, the NBA skills contest, you had, who was it, Derrick Rose and Wemby? Was it them two or Wemby and Chris Paul? Yeah, with their pathetic performance in the skills competition compared to the NHL. Yeah, dude. And they get DQ'd for that too. I mean, I understand why they get DQ'd, but why would you do that? It's a skills competition. Show off your skills. Don't be an idiot. Like,
I agree.
all right, you have that, and then you get the NHL where they're having fist fights for their country, and dude, I mean, it was awesome. I don't watch hockey. It got me into hockey. I sat down and watched a game. I've never watched a hockey game, dude. The only 2 hockey games I've ever watched in my life are the 2 Blues games I went to growing up. I don't watch hockey. And I sat down and watched most of the game last night. I don't know the rules. I know puck go in net, and you fist fight each other when you get pissed off. I mean,
right. Like you said, like I sat down. I don't like sit down and watch them on TV usually. So is that like their version of the All-Star game that they had?
that is now, yes, that is their All-Star game. Instead of doing like a true All-Star game, they're doing the Four Nations Challenge.
I love that. But yeah, like you said, I recently just figured out the onside offside rule. So,
Yep.
But like that, and I've only ever been to Cyclones games, which if you guys don't know, it's the Cincinnati Cyclones are like basically in baseball terms like a AA hockey team. So I've only seen that. So seeing like the best of the best on TV is like you can tell the difference.
Yeah, I'm saying we're going to go see them in person, I mean, in a month, which will be fun. Say, well, the Blues suck right now. I think we'll be playing one of the best teams when we're out there, so it might be a butt whooping. Huh?
Get to see Bedard.
Bedard, is that who the dude is? I don't know.
Bedard,
Like I said,
yeah.
I don't follow any hockey. You were talking earlier how you want to get a jersey, so I mean, we may have to. Dude, hockey jerseys are expensive. You notice that?
That's why you get the TikTok shop ones.
Say I forgot you're balling on a budget guy. So you don't mind the offer. See, you and I are different that way. I'll buy the brand name, but I wait for them to go on sale. You just like to buy the off brand, I feel like.
I always buy name brand.
Do you always buy name brand?
You know that. Like just when I went up there last time,
That's true.
It's like Jordan and stuff. I just get it.
That's true. Yeah, you do kind of hit all the name brand stuff on sale. That's what I do with my fishing stuff. Is like this, like I said, 75% off, dude. Killer.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been our NHL talk for the day. I think that's plenty. Neither of us are big hockey fans. Like I said, we'd go on a lot more if Matt were here. But like we said, no Matt. So we're going to move on to stuff that we actually like to talk about. And the first one is one that is near and dear to both of our hearts, and that is the University of Indiana and their current basketball program situation. Wow. I mean, dude, it hurts.
Yeah.
So
hope and
yeah. Hey. So here's a couple stats for you. The University of Indiana is currently 15-11. We were 11-4 at home and 3-5 away with 1-2 record neutral site. I believe that was our battle for Atlantis. Funny enough, we went out and beat Tennessee in that charity exhibition at the beginning of the year. Had a couple nice wins at home over Marion, SIU, and Eastern Illinois University. Beat South Carolina, beat UNC Greensboro, and we were rolling into Atlantis on like a 5 or 6 win streak, and got absolutely demolished. You remember that game against Louisville?
Yeah.
Dude, that one hurt to watch.
Well, I was at the SIU game.
Oh, that's right. You did go to the SIU game, didn't you? Say, what was the? They look good.
SIUE actually looked pretty good. IU.
Mm-hmm. You said they were pretty athletic.
It was pretty close for most of the game, which had me worried from the beginning of the season. I mean, I guess it's proven true.
Yep.
And I actually went to the Ohio State game too.
Oh, did you at Ohio State? That's right. You did go to that, didn't you?
They won.
So that's
Ohio State had a chance to hit a buzzer beater and they missed. So they got lucky.
So we went on to lose to Louisville by a score of 89-61. Lost to Gonzaga by a nice 16 points. Then at least we beat Providence, which was always good. That's our one neutral site win. Went on to beat a very not good Sam Houston State. Beat Miami, Ohio as we should. Then we went to Minnesota. Then we beat Minnesota. And then came the Nebraska game. And we all remember how that went. Losing to Nebraska at home. So explain this to me, right? How is this team this year beat ranked Ohio State at Ohio State, beat ranked Michigan State at Michigan State, but lost at home versus Nebraska and Michigan, but still go to Purdue and play a really good game at ranked Purdue? We lost, but we played a good game against Purdue. I mean, what was the score of that Purdue game? It was only like a 6 or 7 point game, I think. I'm trying to find it. It was a 5-point game. Do what?
Don't they play Purdue on Sunday?
We do play Purdue on Sunday as well at home, but we were at number 10 Purdue at the time, and we only lost by 5. So I
I feel like the like losses that we shouldn't have lost. One, if not most of them, have come after like big games.
yeah,
That
I
was
agree.
so it's like
Kind of come off that high.
yeah.
I agree with
And
that.
I think as the season goes on, like especially like Paulo, everybody like is in that get theirs mentality.
Mm-hmm.
And the games that they've won is when like Goody comes in and he kind of emphasizes the team ball, and that's when they do well. Like against Ohio State, they played
Yeah.
very very good team ball all game.
So here's a question for you, right? You're Mike Woodson. You got a fifth-year Luke Goody from University of Illinois, whose dream it has been to play at University of Indiana. He is one of your bigger pickups in the transfer portal last offseason. Why is he not a starter?
I know he started at least one. I think he started a couple, but yeah, I don't know why you don't put him in the lineup more.
I mean, I understand he's kind of playing like a sixth or even seventh man off the bench role at this point because we're kind of playing a little funky with how we're playing Renew and Ballo. But, like, how is Luke Goody not one of your starting five every game? I mean, he's a dude that can stand outside and just bang threes. And that's what we need right now because we don't have a three-point shooter. Trey Galloway shoots okay. Anthony Leal shoots okay. But, I mean, other than that, I mean, Miles Rice shoots okay. Luke Goody shoots good. That was a bad pun. Yeah, he's very goody.
One of the guys that's really surprised me this year is Cannon Carlisle. When at the SIUE game, I saw he was playing really good defense up top, and like you can tell he lives for basketball. He was like clapping and like sticking his tongue out at the guy with the ball, like clapping his hands.
Yep.
I even looked at my dad and I was like, I like this guy.
Mm-hmm.
So
Carlisle's been fun to watch.
I don't think he's played all that much either.
No, he hasn't played much. We haven't played a lot of our guys. I feel like we're kind of we're the definition of insanity this year. We're doing the same thing over and over again, hoping for something different, and it's not working.
One thing I've noticed most of the games is like from the tip, they'll try to get the ball into Balu, and it works. But then as the game gets going, they get mind mentality and they quit throwing it into him because they know if it goes in there, it's not coming back out.
And the one thing about Ballo that I've noticed is he's got a short fuse, dude. If he gets mad, he's out for the game mentally, dude. He starts walking like he doesn't have that second gear. And I understand I'm armchair coach and I get that, but I mean we both played college ball. I didn't play a ton, but that's okay. But we worked and got there, and you got to have that gear. And I mean you finally get there, and how do you not just want to compete, right? I mean, competing is the whole reason you do it. You're not doing it just for fun. I mean, obviously it's a fun time, but especially at that level when you're at, you're Amar Ballo, you just came from Arizona. You were the number one transfer in the transfer portal last year, and you come to IU, and your goal as a fifth year is to go to the NBA. How are you not just playing hard constantly trying to get that pick? Because each team only gets, 2 picks, right? There's 2 rounds in the NBA draft.
Correct.
So how are you not fighting tooth and nail for that? You look at a guy like, what did Trace Jackson Davis do with us, right? That dude played hard-nosed basketball. He was physical. He went up against 7'4" Zach Edey. Trace is, 6'10"? And he fought Edey like a dog. And guess what? We won basketball games for it. And I understand. Trace looks great in the NBA right now. So speaking of Trace Jackson Davis and Purdue, I feel like with them playing tomorrow, we ought to make some predictions. Looking back, historically, we're on a little bit of a losing streak with against Purdue. I think we've lost 3 straight now. I know we got swept last year, and we lost our first one this year. We might be even on like a 4-game losing streak. We haven't won with them in a while. I think it's IU's time. Funny enough, I mean, you look at some of the games we've won this year. Right? We shouldn't have beat Ohio State, and we shouldn't have beat Michigan State, but we won both those away. So I wonder if it's something. Maybe we're too comfortable at Assembly Hall. I mean, Assembly Hall is such a hard place to play.
Yeah.
I mean, especially, if you're IU fans, you're lining up 16, 18, 20 hours before doors open to get in for this Purdue game because you want to sit there and be loud, and especially not they allow beer there. They're all drinking their Hoosier Game Day lagers, getting absolutely sloshed and ready to go watch basketball.
I don't know what it is with IU. It's just most of my life of sports, just like the teams I like, it seems that they're just all just streaky.
You mean like the Reds?
So that's another episode.
We'll get a whole
So
episode
much-
on that.
So much potential every year, and just like not so often.
Yep. So let's make our picks here. Who do you think's going to win, IU or Purdue, and why do you think that?
I'm gonna say Purdue just because I don't know if IU's actually gonna show up like their teams. Are they gonna play selfish ball because it's the rivalry and try to win it themselves, or are they gonna all play together?
So here's the thing. Every year,
13th.
Purdue's ranked 13th right now. I know we're unranked. Here's my thing. Every year, it doesn't matter who's ranked what. At least in the game of basketball, Indiana and Purdue's a good game every year. It doesn't matter how good or bad they are. Everyone gets fired up for this game. And I think Luke Goody I think Goody's going to be the hero. I think we're going to get some hero ball out of Goody. I think it's going to work. Hopefully we see the playing of not comboing Renew and Ballo together. Just play one big man. We've seen that the two big man doesn't work. Play one big man, let Goody sit around the arc and shoot. I think he's going to go out as his born and raised want to be an IU fan kid who wants to go out and beat the pants off Purdue in his final year of college basketball at home at Assembly Hall. I mean, dude, this is movie stuff. This is like a Disney movie right here for this kid. And I think it's his time. I think he's going to put up 30 like Hood Schifino did a couple years ago. And I think IU's going to win by just a couple. I don't think we're going to beat the pants off Purdue, but I think we're going to sneak out a win.
I'll be shocked. And like you said at the beginning, we're IU fans, but sometimes you just have to be realistic. Like I hope they win. I really do. But
dude, I agree. We do have to be realistic. We're one of those teams this year that should be good and we're not. I mean, we should not be a 15-11 team. I mean, we should be 22-4, 20-6 maybe. I mean, dude, we should be so much better than we are, and we're not.
on paper, yes. Hey, fun
Yes.
fact. Tickets to the game on Sunday. Your cheapest tickets $88.
$88, the cheapest ticket for the IU game.
That's not bad. Usually I see it in the 200s.
Oh yeah, they're normally a couple hundred a piece, which says a lot. Speaking of saying a lot, so the big talk around IU basketball has been Mike Woodson's recent announcement that he is not going to be returning next year as the head coach of the Indiana Hoosiers, and I think we ought to talk about who's going to replace him. So I'm gonna give my couple people that I think, give a little background on them, and then I'm gonna make my pick, and I'll let you do the same. So there's been a couple people. There's been the that front of house guy out of Boston Celtics. I can't think of his name. Who, can you remind me of his name, Alex?
Brad Stevens?
Yeah, Brad Stevens. I know there's been a lot of talk about him. I know he's interviewed with us in the past, and his family actually downvoted it. They didn't want to go to Bloomington. But I still think he's up there. IU's had some sneaky polls. I did hear that they did hire a committee to find the coach, and it's the same committee that found us Kurt Signetti, and we saw that worked out for our football program. Going 11-2 last year, making the college football playoffs. Whoop whoop. So hopefully this committee looks hard. I'm not so sure if we're going to even hire outside of IU. My big thought here, excuse me, is I think we go Calvert Chaney. You remember Calvert, right? The old left-handed guard that we had way back in the 80s.
That's funny, because that's what I have.
Really? Your pick was Calvert?
One of, yeah.
So Calvert's my pick, and here's some stats on him that I wrote down before. So Calvert is his tenured coaching history is 2 seasons with Golden State as a special assistant in the NBA. Then he coached under IU alum Keith Smart. I think that was while he was at Golden State. Keith Smart would be a nice pick, but I don't even see even alive still. I don't know. He then returned to the University of Indiana in 2011. He served as director of basketball operations under Coach Tom Crean, the king of the Manila folder, as I may call him. In the following year, he added the title of director of internal and external player development. So a lot of development coaching experience, which we've not seen with Mike Woodson. That's been my one big gripe about Mike Woodson is he was an okay coach in the NBA. But when you get guys in the NBA, you don't have to develop them, right? They're in the NBA, they're good. Every once in a while you get the kid who did, who's a one and done in college and he's, 19 years old or 18 years old still even. You got to develop him a bit. But most of these guys are pretty talented. You don't have to work on much. I mean, college is still about teaching fundamentals, and you really got to develop your players. So I think someone like Calvert would be a good pick. Calvert then went from working as the director of internal and external player development. He went over to SLU under Jim Cruz and coached there for a couple years as an assistant coach. Billikens were actually pretty good those 2 years in 13 and 14. They were 27-7, had an A10 regular season title and NCAA tournament appearance. He then left SLU in 2016 and came back to IU as the director of player development. And so, yeah, I think that he's a good pick.
I agree. That's what I have. I said he's exactly here in my notes. He's probably best suited for the job.
Say, did I ever tell you that I met Calvert Chaney? Really? So it was in that time when he was with SLU in 2013, 2014. I was at the West County Mall Dick's Sporting Goods with my dad, and we were standing at the checkout line. And Dad grew up in St. Louis, is always that he can talk to anyone and everyone, and he's never like shy about it. And he looks at me, he goes, "Hey Tyler," I go, "Yeah." He goes, "You need to go introduce yourself to that man." I said, "No," at 13. No. He goes, "You need to go introduce yourself to him." I said, "Dad, I don't want to, obviously, 13-year-old kid doesn't want to go do that." So he walks over and walks up and waits for the guy to finish checking out and says, "Excuse me, sir." He goes, You're Calvert Chaney, aren't you?" And the guy goes, kind of grins, says, "Yeah." And Dad goes, "You had one of the greatest left-handed shots I ever seen at University of Indiana. I watched you play for a couple years there when I was a student." And he introduced me to him, and this was the time when he was coaching at SLU, and he told us about that. How he was coaching at SLU and all this stuff. And dude, I'll tell you, Calvert, first off, tall guy, shocker for basketball. But dude, he was a nice dude, and he's one that I've liked to follow since. Just it's cool to meet someone and then kind of watch them be successful in life, and so it's been pretty cool to see that. And he is my pick. I think he's who IU should go with. Although it will be intriguing to see. It would also be nice if we would go find someone who has, years of experience, who, isn't new to the game. Find a Kurt Signetti, someone who's established a name and has won somewhere. We've joked about that a lot about, hey, what if Coach Signetti can, coach basketball? It'd be not, we want someone like that. Maybe they're not, Tom Izzo, right? We're not going to get Tom Izzo. We may not find the next coming of, Bob Knight. I understand. That's what everyone at IU wants because we had that for so many years. But we're not going to find the next Bobby Knight. I think we need to find someone who's willing to come in and work, willing to develop players, and willing to really just play IU basketball and bring us back to where we are.
Yeah. So what's really funny about your guys is that I had Calvert Chaney as the best option for us.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, like you said, director of player development, he's already in that role. I had could Brad Stevens be our saving grace? Because that's every year, every time our coach just starts doing bad, they're like, "Well, what about this guy?" Because he did lead. What was it, Butler? I don't know what year that was.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty deep into the.
Didn't he lead him to 2 Final Fours? Back to back.
Back to back thing. Yeah.
Was it back-to-back finals even? Did they lose 2 years in a row in the finals? I know they made one finals. It was that 8-9 that year. It was an 8-9 game against, I think, UConn.
I can't think back that far.
That's been a while, dude.
Yeah, those were good teams, and I think the only well-known person, at least that I know, that was on those teams was Gordon Hayward.
Yeah, I would say they didn't have a great team, but so here I just looked it up. So Butler made back-to-back Final Fours in 2010, 2011, and they also were the tournament runner-up in 2010, 2011. Let's see who they lost to. I know one of them was UConn. Yep, and then the other one was Duke.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, I remember that.
Yep, they lost to Duke in 2010 and UConn in 2011.
One of the other choices I had possibly, which I don't know if he's ready yet, but he's definitely a team first guy, is Jordy Halls. He's already on the bench.
Yeah.
But
does he have coaching experience?
He's on their staff right now.
Yeah. What's his role? What's his technical role? Is he somewhere within just player development again? I would guess he's somewhere within just player. Let me look real quick. I can pull up. I got the staff right here. Roster.
I do know he played overseas for a while.
Yeah.
One of the greatest shooters in IU basketball history.
Mm-hmm.
I did say so myself.
Yeah, he was good. He was on those like 2014, 2015 teams with Zeller and Watford and Will Sheehy and what's his face, Victor Oladipo. So let's see. Jordy Holes is team and recruiting coordinator.
Recruiting.
That'd be good. Looking through, I mean, Calbert Cheney's director of player development. Brian Walsh is an assistant coach. Yasir Rosemont is associate head coach. Kenya Hunter is associate head coach. And what's funny is those two associate head coaches I just mentioned, I feel like we don't see them do anything at the games. I feel like Woody kind of stands up there and yells at people, and those two kind of just sit there quietly and don't seem to help. Have you noticed that as well?
Yeah, I don't know. It's almost like they've given up because they know Woodson's out.
Mm-hmm. That is intriguing. So, who is your pick? Who's your bet? If you're betting $10 right now, who are you betting on as the next coach for Indiana University?
Well, knowing IU, they'll probably go somewhere else completely where we're thinking. But like, what's in their best interest is probably Calvert Cheney.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I think Calvert Cheney is a good pick. Give him a year or two. Give him some time. Let him figure it out. I don't want to give another 4 years to someone that's just going to be another failure. I like Mike Woodson as a person. He was a great player for IU. He loves Indiana University. But I think it's time for him to pack his bags as he's done. And yeah, I mean, I think he's still going to always love Indiana. I don't want, it's sad to see him go on this kind of foot because he was such a good player for us.
Yeah, time to shake hands and say, it didn't work out too well.
Agreed. So, next topic under Indiana basketball is we do have the Big Ten men's tournament coming up. And fun fact, yours truly will be there in attendance, working it on the Thursday, Friday, Saturday of the tournament. So, look for me on live TV. I will be there for the morning games on Thursday, Friday, and I will be working all day on Saturday. So, here's a question. Will Indiana, how far are they going in this tournament? You think they can get hot at the right time and get pretty far? What's your thoughts here?
Depending who they play, I have a feeling that they'll win the first game, give us a little bit of hope. They'll play really well, and then come second game, they'll just finish it.
Crap the bed.
Yeah.
Just break our hearts.
Yep. As usual. I got a question for you. You gonna have a little poster out there saying follow two guys 1 week?
Dude, I can't get a poster because I might get me fired. That'd be funny. I should get a shirt that says that and I'll wear it underneath my nice polo. And just lift the shirt up when I know the camera's on me. Because I'll know when the camera's on me because I'll be set up behind the benches. And so I'll just know like, oh, camera's on me. And then just pop the shirt up. So, yep. So I'll be posting some cool stuff on our social media. So be sure to check those out. Some cool behind the scenes stuff from there. And speaking of tournaments, is IU even a national championship contender? Are we a March Madness bid at all this year?
Do we get in?
Yeah. Do we even get into March Madness this year?
What are we? 15 and 11? Is that right?
15 and 11. I don't think our schedule's all that bad coming up.
Unless we make a push towards the end,
Yeah.
I don't know how bad the rest of the field is.
I mean, if you're looking at our top 25 right now in the country, we beat the current number 6 Tennessee. I understand it was a regular season or a preseason exhibition game, but everyone still played pretty hard. We got number 13 Purdue on Sunday, who we barely lost to the first time. They're 19-7, so I mean their record's not that much. It's better than ours, but I mean they still got quite. They have by far the most. They have the most losses in the top 16. No one else has 7. Everyone else has 6 or less. Then you got UK at 17 with 8. I mean, the obvious best team right now, dude. Auburn and Florida look ridiculous right now. They look. Alabama looks great. Duke looks great. I mean, the whole top 10. I mean, like a St. John's coming out of nowhere and being a top 10 team at 22-4 is wild to me.
I watched Alabama when I think the whole tournament during COVID,
Mm-hmm.
the whole tournament was in Indy.
Yep.
And they impressed me then. I think they hit, 10, 12 threes.
Yep.
They were unreal, and I think they've just been good for a while.
Yep. It'll be fun for me to watch Marquette, and we'll actually segue to Marquette in just a second, funny enough. But I actually had to work with them last year. March Madness was here, so they're fun to watch. They're 16th right now, so I think there'll be another bid out of the Big East. But yeah, and speaking of Marquette and the Big East, you see the big announcement from the University of Indiana basketball on that?
I seen you put it on here.
I'd say, yep, I put it on here. IU has officially signed a contract to play the University of Marquette next November, on November 9th, 2025, at the United Center in the Big Ten Big East battle. Not sure if any other Big Ten or Big East teams are going to play each other, but they're calling it Big Ten versus Big East.
Are they getting rid of the Big Ten ACC challenge?
I don't know. That normally happens earlier in the year, doesn't it?
I don't know. Did it happen this year? I don't remember.
I don't know. I don't really remember. I think they did because I'm pretty sure we played some ACC teams already.
They've let me down so much this year.
I'd say, dude, I haven't watched on IU this year just because they've hurt my heart. Well, we played South Carolina. Wasn't that the Big Ten SEC? Oh, no, we played Louisville, but that was down.
South Carolina is ACC, right?
Yeah. Dude, we haven't played an ACC team this year, I guess, besides when we played Louisville. And are they Louisville's ACC, aren't they?
Yep.
Same, because we played them down in the Bahamas, or in not the Bahamas, wherever that was, Battleford, Atlantis. So yeah. So, but yeah, IU's going to play Marquette next year. They were a good group of dudes. They were nice. Speaking of good group of dudes, dude, it pains me to say this, but meeting the Purdue kids last year from working with them, dude, as a lifelong IU fan, you want to talk about a group of classy dudes, bro. Those dudes were class acts. I mean, they were yes, please, and thank you, and yes, sir, no, sir. I was like, dude, I'm like a year older than you. Like, I just graduated college. They're calling me sir. Like, it did. Their locker rooms were spotless when they were done. Every other program trashed their locker rooms, dude. And Purdue kids were so classy in there. And it pains me to say this, but dude, they were some good kids.
Yeah, don't tell Bill that.
Yeah, go tell Bill, see what he thinks. Bill is Alex's dad, and he hates Purdue.
Yeah.
So
anytime you bring up Purdue, he'll give you the old joke about why Mackey Arena is the greatest place to watch a basketball game.
Oh, yeah. Yep, there's no pesky banners on the wall.
Sorry, Purdue fans.
Yep, not sorry, actually. My uncle's a Purdue fan. I'm not sorry. But yeah, dude, IU's been helping Purdue learn to count to 5 since a while. Since the early 1900s.
We don't even know how to get past 5.
Nope, not yet. It's coming. Dude, I'm telling you, I'm seeing one coming.
I just don't know where.
Dude, IU spending the money. That's the thing. We're getting the recruits. We need that coach that's going to get them to be a team. This team's a national championship team, dude. If we had a coach, I think if we had a coach that was able to make them cohesive, that's the biggest thing is we got 5 guys on the court, not one team. And that's our issue.
Right, that's what I was saying.
Mm-hmm.
When they play together, like when Goody's on the floor.
Yeah.
They do so well.
So, moving on to our last topic, which is our favorite sport, Major League Baseball. Couple little points here. First off, going to rub it in Alex's nose because he's a Reds fan. And the St. Louis Cardinals hang on to Nolan Arenado over the offseason, even though it seemed like Arenado wanted traded. And Arenado, in a recent interview, was talking about, like, yeah, dude, I played bad last year, and he's ready to fire up, dude. He's ready to play this year. He's coming back with a little chip on his shoulder. He wants to prove that he's not the washed-up old guy from the Rockies. He is a current St. Louis Cardinal, good third baseman, should win a Gold Glove, should be in the talk for the Platinum Glove, should be he wants to be that guy again. He's too competitive.
I personally like Arenado.
Mm-hmm.
When we were in St. Louis over the summer,
mm-hmm.
And we went to those 2 games, I don't think he did a whole lot.
No. So he had a pretty bad last year. Him and Goldschmidt. I got Goldschmidt sent elsewhere. Where'd Goldie end up at even? I didn't. He got like the Yankees. I feel like he went to like the Yankees or. Yeah, I thought he went somewhere like that. Some big market team. Yeah, I hate when players do that. Well, so, did you see?
What he's gonna do in a couple years?
Oh, dude, Ellie De La Cruz is gonna be a Dodger.
I mean, I see
it. Speaking of the Dodgers, you see Ohtani was throwing a pen the other night?
Oh, I did. Disgusting.
Dude, they're going to have him back now at full potential for his $700 million contract. I mean, he just came off of 50. Yeah, $2 million a year, 68 deferred. Dude, they're 2032. I saw this a couple months ago. the thing is they're 2032. Maybe it was like 2040. Even. I think it was all the way up to like 2040. But the roster value at 24 for the year 2040 for the Dodgers is already at like 80 million because that Yoshinobu Yamamoto kid, he deferred all his money. Mookie Betts deferred Freeman deferred his money. Everyone deferred their money, and that's that's why they've been buying all these dudes. They're going to pay for it in the future, apparently. But
I mean, that's
dude, they have deferred everyone's money.
That's smart, both financially and like that tells you they want to win championships. It's like I'll risk a little bit of money right now.
Oh yeah,
Go out and win, and it works.
Well, yeah. Well, you have to think about the taxes they're not going to have to pay. You really think Otani's going to stay around in California? He's done. No, that dude's going back. He's already talked. He wants to go back home to Japan with his wife and his family. I mean, he's not going to sit around in LA the rest of his life. He's going to come here, play his baseball, make his, almost $1 billion, and then he's going to go back home and actually make the money at that point and not pay the taxes on it.
Right.
So, speaking of bullpens, we move on to the topic of live at-bats and live ABs within spring training. And Chris Bryant gets absolutely drilled by pitcher Jake Bird in a spring training live AB. Did you see that?
Did Chris Bryant move teams?
Yeah, is he with like the Rockies or something now? He moved again.
So I did see him get nailed.
Dude, he got drilled in the tricep. And everyone is toasting Jake Bird for it now because you cannot have any chance of hurting Chris Bryant before spring training starts. I mean, they haven't played a game yet.
I told my dad, I said, that pitcher may not be on the team for much longer.
No, he is not getting invited back to spring training anymore. His locker has been cleared out and sent home.
Yeah.
So, Jake Bird, if you're hearing this, call us and we might sign you to a contract and you can come play. I'll bet Matt's team is looking for a pitcher.
We'll give you $3 to get on this podcast.
$3 and Matt will get you a glass of chocolate milk. I'm not saying something.
My pocket.
Say Matt does not give up his chalky milk either. So, and you guys will have plenty of jokes about that in the future. But yeah, we will give you $3 and a nice cold glass of very good chocolate milk because Matt only drinks the highest of quality chocolate milk. So we were talking about the Yankees a couple minutes ago. Did you see what they posted today?
I did not.
The Yankees no longer have their anti-facial hair rules and regulations.
You're kidding.
So here's a statement from Yankees general manager partner Hal Steinbrenner. In reply to the alteration of the Yankees facial hair policy, this is direct from the Yankees social medias. In recent weeks, I have spoken to a large number of former and current Yankees, spanning several eras, to elicit their perspectives on our longstanding facial hair and grooming policy, and I appreciate their earnest and varied feedback. These most recent conversations are an extension of ongoing internal dialogue that dates back several years. Ultimately, the final decision rests with me, and after great consideration, we will be amending our expectations to allow our players and uniform personnel to have well-groomed beards moving forward. It is the appropriate time to move beyond the familiar comfort of our former policy. Well-groomed beards, they do not have to be clean-shaven anymore. Can you imagine what Garrett Cole's going to look like again?
AKA Charlie Blackmon is not going to be a Yankee.
Did he just retire anyway?
Yeah.
We saw him play like 4 times this summer, I swear, because I saw him at least when I was out in St. Louis early last summer. I saw Cardinals play the Rockies. And then
they played the Rockies when he came down here.
Yeah, when I came down there, they played the Rockies. We had that drunk idiot out in center field yelling at the dude who hit 2 bombs, telling him he sucked.
Chirping Brent Doyle.
Yeah, so, hey, Doyle, come on the pod, dude. We were sitting there listening to you get chirped by a dude who did not know jack about shit when it came to baseball.
So you suck, and then you go in and hit another home run.
Yeah, he told you suck. That was funny. Dude, those guys were idiots, too.
$2, 3-2-1 nights. I love them.
Oh, that was 3-2-1 night, dude. $2 beer, or was it $3 beers?
$3 beers, $2 hot dogs, $1 ice cream.
That's right. Dude, they must have hammered some $3 beers.
Oh, you know they did.
So right now, currently, Alex, have the power rankings pulled up for MLB 2025. Where do you think your Cincinnati Reds are located from a scale of 1 to 30?
on their power rankings, I'm going to say 10. Realistically, by the end of the year, 20.
20. They are currently at 14.
Ooh,
My St. Louis Cardinals are power ranked at 28 out of 30.
yeah, they weren't. They have potential. It's not.
They really do.
It's not like
That's the
they're
thing.
the A's.
Mm-hmm. Funny enough, the A's are above the Cardinals. The only two behind the Cardinals are the Rockies and the White Sox.
Did they bump up a few spots for being out of Oakland?
No kidding. Dude, that's terrible that happened. Dude, I feel so bad for the fans.
Now? Sacramento?
Yeah, they're in Sacramento for a couple years while their Vegas stadium gets built. So speaking of power rankings, let's talk some way too early picks. Let's talk favorites out of each division, and we'll talk who's going to win the ALCS and the NLCS, and who's our World Series favorite for the year. So we'll start with the American League. Out of the American League East. So in the American League East, we have Boston, the Yankees, the Marlins. No, Marlins are National League.
Marlins are
Yeah.
National League.
Who else is on the East? That's the Blue Jays.
Yankees, Red Sox, Blue Jays, Orioles.
Mm-hmm. Orioles. Detroit? No, Detroit Central. Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
The Rays. So out of those five, who's your favorite for the year? Who's winning the division?
I'll go with the Orioles because they're a young talent. They just kind of farm.
I agree.
Their farm system is apparently, or at least their drafting process is great.
I was gonna say the Rays, but we know that one of their guys ain't coming back. So
And they don't have a stadium.
yeah, that's true. They just get tore up, man. Rip. The Yankees are always gonna be good. It's the Yankees, dude. Boston could be good. Boston's preseason ranked at 4. They're the highest of the AL East. But
right?
Yeah, I like the Orioles, dude. The Orioles are at 10. They're the second highest. The Yankees are at 11. Tampa Bay's at 17, and the Jays are at 23. So I'm liking the Orioles with you on that. I think a close second though is probably gonna be Boston. I don't think the Yankees gonna be all that good. I think they're gonna be on that kind of drought. Kind of like how in the NFL, the runner-up always goes on a drought. The next year, I think it's going to be the same with the Yankees.
I think the Blue Jays should surprise some people.
Yeah, they've had the talent to do it too, and they haven't done much with it, which is what sucks.
Guy hit a home run.
Moving on to
in their AAA system.
Who is?
Zach Britton.
Oh, that's right, dude. The kid out of Batesville. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. He had a bomb off you. He said.
Yeah.
How far did that one go?
Oh, probably like 350.
350?
It's down the right field line.
Okay, he snap hooked it. I get you.
Yep.
Moving on to the American League Central. Let's see, the American League Central, that's going to end up being your Texas Rangers. It's going to be your Minnesota Twins, your Detroit Tigers, your Houston Astros, and your Kansas City Royals. Right? Or did I mess that up? Or the Rangers are the West. Sorry, the Cleveland and the Guardians are in the East. Dude, I'm just reading off here trying to remember, dude. I should have looked this up before.
For as much as baseball people we are, I struggle with divisions.
Just in the American League. I know the National League, but I also don't watch American League baseball. I grew up as a Cardinal fan, and now we're over here. The only teams around us are the Cardinals, the Cubs, and the Reds, and they're all NL Central.
Right. I'm always terrible. Like NFL, I'm lost when it comes to ASC.
I don't know anything with the NFL, dude. NFL's not my strong suit. All right. Who are our 5, Alex?
I have an AL Central. I have the Guardians.
That's right. It's the Guardians, not the Rangers. Rangers are West Coast. So of those 5, then of the 5 for the Central, so the Twins, the Tigers, the Astros, the Royals, and the Guardians. Who's your winner this year?
Astros are in the West.
Astros are in the West?
Yeah.
Who else in the Central?
Twins, Guardians.
Oh,
Royals,
the Sox.
The White Sox.
They don't count, dude. They're not hardly a baseball team with 120 losses last year. Oh my! I could have won more games than that.
I got the Guardians winning. Like, I hate to say it, but like that division's just not strong.
It's a bad division. Here's a question though. Given the Tigers and our connection to the Central Indiana area, is Max Clark going to call up and make any sort of impact with them, or is he gonna ride another year down in the minor leagues? We think.
Where'd he end last year in Double A?
I think so. Does he have a shot at making maybe a September call up at least?
That'd be cool. Hopefully, it's in Cincinnati.
That would be, dude. If it's anywhere around here, we should go. That'd be pretty cool. I mean, if Cincinnati or even like a St. Louis one, if it's like Tigers Cardinals game would be cool.
Right.
So I don't know how far. I wouldn't drive far. I watched him play a little bit in high school when I was on grad school rotation, and there's a couple videos on YouTube where you can find him playing at Roncalli High School, where I was up in the press box watching them all film him, and that dude, he could chuck. I watched him come out in a 2-inning span. He threw a kid out from right center field at third base on a tag up. Hit a ball off the left center field wall on a line. Dude, that thing had to be going 120 off the bat. It was absolutely demolished. It didn't get more than 15 foot off the ground. Hit the left center wall at 350, and then come out and pitch and throw about 96 or 97 from the left side. So absolutely tearing things up in a 2-inning span. And dude, the catcher hardly caught him, dude. The catcher was lost, and the hitters were worse.
Ball was catching him.
Oh, dude, 100%. It was ugly. So out of that division, though, I like the Tigers, dude. I think the Tigers are my pick. Just the great city of Detroit, the Big D, as some people like to call it. They got some good square pizza up there. They make Ford trucks. I'm gonna go with Detroit.
Anything but baseball.
They do play some baseball.
I said I do think the Guardians, because they're strong last year. Jose Ramirez is heck of a player.
Yeah. Hey, we watched him play. Remember when we went and watched the
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Oh, is he with the Brewers at the time?
No. When we were in St. Louis, they were playing the Guardians.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. He had a bomb. I was trying to remember when we went to so many ball games last year because I haven't been to ball games in a while.
Somebody called that home run too.
Yeah, one of us did. I think Matt called that one. Was that when it was his bachelor party? Oh yeah, Matt's married. Everybody.
Well, different episode.
Different episode. We'll talk about that Oklahoma trip.
Yeah, I had the Guardians, but I think the Twins could be a sleeper team.
Twins could be good too. Twins are the highest ranked of all of them, funny enough, at 13th. Tigers are at 15th. Then we've got the Guardians at 20th, Royals at 22nd, and Jays at 23rd. I don't think the Jays are going to be very good. And also, we're on the hate Canada train, so I hope they lose. Moving on to the American League West, which is a nice combination of the Rangers, the Rangers, the Mariners, the Astros, the A's, and the Angels. Who's our winner out of there?
I think it's going to be very close between the Astros, Mariners, and Rangers.
You think the Mariners are going to be good this year? They're power ranked. Are they the highest? I think they're the highest power ranked at 12.
Yeah, what's his name? Rodriguez, Julio?
Yeah.
He's good. I think the A's and the Angels are just going to get beat up on in that division, so it's going to beef up some of their numbers also. But I think I'm gonna hot take, rest one.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Mariners will take the division.
I think the Mariners. See, it's their time. They had an okay year last year. They made a playoff game, didn't they? Well, last like their first playoff game or something. They had some weird thing last year with playoffs.
They didn't have like a game 163 or something.
Yeah, I think that's what it was for the first time ever. So I think it's the Mariners are getting close. They're one of the few teams left without a World Series. It's them, the Brewers, the Blue Jays don't have one, right? Or do the Blue Jays have one? I don't think the Jays have one. The A's shouldn't have one. The Angels shouldn't have one. There's a couple teams. So, moving on now, let's go to the National League. We'll stay out west with the we made our calls with the Mariners. Yes, moving on to the National League. We'll stay out on the West Coast. We have the Los Angeles Dodgers. We have the Arizona Diamondbacks. We have the San Diego Padres. We have the San Francisco Giants, and we have the Colorado Rockies. We have quite the widespread here, with Los Angeles being the number one pick on the power rankings, all the way down to the Colorado Rockies, who are 29 out of 30, just behind my St. Louis Cardinals. Who's your pick to win that division this year?
Braves.
Huh?
You said NL East, right?
West.
Oh, you went backwards on me.
Yeah, we're staying on the West. My bad. Yeah, stay on the West Coast. Right? I was like, the Braves. East? I thought you said West.
I think you said West.
My bad.
It's got to be the Dodgers.
Yeah. I mean, dude, the Diamondbacks at 7, though. They could be good.
I mean,
They got some young guys. They could be decent.
Reds, small market team. I hope the Dodgers fall. But I also do
Yeah.
like Ohtani.
Yeah, I like watching Freeman. I think it's the Dodgers, dude. I think they're gonna buy a good year again this year, and if they're not playing good, they're just gonna spend more money and defer another $80 million a year somewhere else.
Yeah, their deferments is more than the Reds' budget.
Oh, 100%. Moving on to our favorite division because it impacts both of us, the always mediocre National League Central, which is comprised of the Milwaukee Brewers, the Chicago Cubs, St. Louis Cardinals, the Cincinnati Reds, and for some reason the Pittsburgh Pirates, even though they're technically an East Coast team. And formerly the Houston Astros, but we don't talk about that. Who's your pick out of the division this year and why for the NL Central?
I'm gonna have to go with the Brewers, just because they played very well last year. They're like, and even talking to your buddy that works for them.
Mm-hmm. He'd be one to get on the podcast. That'd be cool.
That'd be pretty cool.
I could probably work that out.
Just like from him talking to us and like watching, they're just a very sound team.
Yeah, especially if they get Yelich back.
Yeah, I have them winning, but I honestly might be my hopefulness. But I think I think the Reds make a push for it.
Yeah, I don't know how good the Cardinals will be this year. I think the Pirates and the Cubs are going to be got. I mean, dude, the Cubs are pre-ranked at 6, but I don't see it. Who do they have? I don't understand them being at 6. The Pirates can be horrible as always. Paul Skeens needs to get out of there. Once he's done with his rookie contract, he will not be a Pirate anymore. Everyone knows it. He doesn't want to be in Pittsburgh. Who wants to be in Pittsburgh? I mean,
Libby doesn't.
No, Libby Dunn does not want to be in Pittsburgh. She wants to go to Los Angeles and be a Dodger. She wants the LA hat. She wants to look like a little baby or whichever one of them babies it was when he did that for his rap album cover. So your pick is going to be, who is it you said? The Brewers?
Yeah.
And you're with a sleeper pick of the Reds?
Yeah, I think they'll finish probably second.
Yeah, I think the Brewers are going to win it. I think the Cardinals are going to have a decent year. I think we're going to sit just around 500. We might be a 90-win team this year. I think 90 is going to be the top level though of wins we're going to get. And I mean, honestly, in the NL Central, to be a 90-win team, you got to be a pretty good team. Cardinals have a couple World Series off 90-win teams and under, so there's a chance. But I think it's the Brewers. I think the Brewers are the best team, even though they're pre-ranked at 19th. So yeah.
They find a way to
then moving.
Out. Greg Council's pretty good coach, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he seems like a good dude. Moving on finally to the National League East, where we have the Phillies, we have the Braves, we have the Mets, we have who else do we even have in the East? The Nationals and the Marlins. Who's your pick? And keep in mind, we got the Phillies preseason ranked at 2, and the Braves at 3, and the Mets at 8. So this looks like it's going to be a good division this year.
Marlins. No, I'm just kidding.
The Marlins at 27. I love it.
I say the Braves pull it out, but I think the Phillies always have so much potential, and they just seem to fall just short.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fair. So I don't think the Nationals are any good this year. I don't think the Marlins are any good this year. The Mets will be good,
and then choke it away.
Yeah. So yeah, the Phillies will be good. The Braves will be good. The Mets. I think that's going to be a really good dogfight of a division. The only issue is I think those three might understand divisional play isn't nearly as what it used to be because everyone plays everyone now. But I still think when those three play each other, they're going to just beat each other up hard and just kind of split with each other all the way through and just hurt their records.
I agree.
So your pick is who? The Braves?
Yeah.
Dude, I got to go with the Braves as well. Honestly, I agree with you. I hate to keep agreeing with you because it'd be more fun if we didn't. But, dude, we're making good picks here. I think the Braves are good. So going on to the American League now. Who do you think wins the American League pennant this year and moves on to the World Series of 2025?
I'll go out on a limb and say the Orioles. The young,
Do you-
they'll be able to stay up through the whole season. Not be old and hurt. It depends on injuries too, but I'm gonna say.
So does Jackson Holiday rule that whole thing? If he gets hurt, are the Orioles done for the year?
I think it's more reliant on Henderson.
Yeah, Gunnar Henderson's pretty good. And they have the catcher out of Oregon State. What was his name? He was the number one pick a couple years ago, just before Dad Jackson Holiday. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I don't remember.
I can't remember his name either, but he's been good for them too. He's been a pretty consistent catcher for them.
Wait, isn't Gunnar Henderson?
No,
He's a shortstop.
yeah, he's an infielder. I thought. Let me look up.
The Oregon State guy, he's like their quarterback too.
No, he wasn't a quarterback. I didn't think. Adley Rutschman.
Yeah, he played football. I don't know if he was quarterback, but he played.
He played football. I didn't know that.
He played football at Oregon State.
Interesting.
Because they did a video of him going from baseball practice to football practice.
Only at Oregon State can you do that because their football program wasn't very good. So your pick is the Orioles out of the American League. Dude, I think the Red Sox. Could be the pick. I think the Rangers could be a good team again. I hope it's anyone but the Yankees, honestly. It's anyone but the Yankees is fine with me. Tired of watching them win, dude. They've got way too much history. And I know sitting here as a Cardinal fan talking about history of winning, kind of a hypocrite. But, dude, the Yankees fans are just so hard to deal with.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of how I feel with the Red Sox, too. I like the Red Sox more than I like the Yankees, but they're kind of the same way. They're the ones that buy their teams also. I'm just kind of a hater because
St. Louis doesn't do it either, buddy. Don't worry. But yeah, so my pick's Boston. Your pick is the Orioles. Let's move on to the National League. Who is your National League NLCS pennant champion this year?
Where the money's at. You gotta go with the Dodgers.
Yeah, you think it's another Dodgers NLCS?
It's gotta be. Unless they just completely... everybody gets hurt or something happens.
Yeah, Dodgers are going to be good. It's still baseball. Dude, I think Atlanta could be good. I think Atlanta could do it. I think I'm going to pick Atlanta just for fun. I'm going to pick the team out of Georgia. I think it's going to be a Braves and Red Sox World Series this year. And you're calling what in? You're calling the Orioles and the Dodgers?
Orioles sneak their way in there.
Okay. So, you got an Orioles-Dodgers World Series. Who wins and how many games? It's called early.
What did the Dodgers win in this year? 4, 5?
I think 5.
Yeah, put them in 5.
Dodgers in 5. I think it's going to be another National League year. I'll always root for the National League over the American League, regardless of who it is. I think the Braves will go ahead and beat the Red Sox in 7 this year. I think it's going to be a really good series. I think those two would go 7. So,
I think they would too.
So the one last topic we have today is a real funny, quick one. Did you see what Juan Soto did?
I did.
So Juan Soto just started with the Mets, and he wanted number 22. So he bought his current teammate Brett Beatty, who was number 22, a loaded out black Tahoe in exchange for the number 22. And the photo op, first off, looked so staged because Brett Beatty walks out, and then there's Juan Soto with full uniform, cleats, hat, sunglasses, glove. Dude's looking like he's getting ready to sign some baseballs for a couple kids and take some pictures. I'm like, dude, you can just be in shorts and slides, but buys him a car for the number 22.
That's a $100,000 number.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, Juan Soto's got it. What was his contract? 500, 400 million?
Too much.
Yeah, he's got too much money to be buying a number for $100,000. He probably could have just gone to his manager and said, "You need to tell Brett Beatty that he needs to go number 22, or I ain't going to play very good this year." And he'd be like, "Okay, done." Yeah. So, Alex, you got anything else tonight?
I don't.
So I think that's pretty much it for us, guys. I think that's our show for the day. So thank you so much for tuning in. We always appreciate you spending your time with us. We will have a new episode every Wednesday morning at 4 a.m. for you right here on Spotify. Please be sure to like the episode and give us a rating. Also, please be sure to check out our social medias, linked below. Instagram, we are 2 Guys 1 Week. TikTok, we are 2 Guys 1 Week Pod. And on X, we are TGOWpod. So thank you so much for listening, guys, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.